Well, hello and welcome to this week's weekly weight loss vlog. Covering last Monday, which will have been the 29th of January, to yesterday, which was the 4th of February. Yes! January is no more. Why is it always the longest month in the world? It really, really is. I've actually had quite a good January, to be honest with you. And the last week and a half has flown by, to be honest with you. But, it just feels like Christmas was like 6 months ago, not 5, 6 weeks ago. But yes, we've got to the end of January. Payday's upon us. And it is. I said this in one of my weight loss coaching lives a couple of weeks ago. It is like there's light at the end of the tunnel when you get to the end of January. I think it's such a dark, dismal month. Even now, I've sort of noticed nights are drawing out a little bit. I know it's going to be another probably 6 or 7 weeks until, well, the clocks will go back in about forward in about 8 weeks, I think. But yeah, you sort of start to notice you get into mid-Feb. It's still light at sort of 5 at night or something like that. So yeah, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Spring will be on its way. The daffodils will be out and so on and so forth. So that was a big event last week. But the real big event last week for me personally was on Saturday Saturday was my 10th anniversary of starting my weight loss journey. When I say start my weight loss journey, I've tried and failed numerous times to lose weight throughout my life. I think first time I kind of remember going on a diet was when I was dragged to a dietitian. I'm going to say 1989, 1990, something like that. And yeah, tried and failed numerous times. But 3rd of February 2014, I started the last weight loss journey I will ever start. And yeah, it's been 10 years. I can't honestly believe it has been 10 years. I don't know where, we always say this, don't we? I don't know where the time's gone. I was 33, I'm now 43. I've gone through 2 or 3 different kind of career changes in that time. When I started my weight loss journey, I was currently at night school stroke university, finishing off my accountancy qualifications. I then worked as a company accountant from 2014 till when did I finish there? December 2018. I ran a domiciliary care agency. I was kind of like general manager, dog's body, company accountant, finance director. I had a few different titles, to be honest with you. And then again, back at night school, I went to do my personal training qualifications and became a part-time personal trainer mid-2018. So I juggled that with my main job, took the plunge to quit that. And I was like, still look back now, like how I'd never never set foot in a gym prior to April 2014. And 4 years later, I became a personal trainer and started running a PT business. Did that for a little bit. And then I suppose I'm still classed as a personal trainer now in a way, but obviously now I'm an online weight loss coach. So in that time, I lost pretty much half my body weight in the first 4 years. I then lost another 3 stone or so over the next 3 years or 3 or 4 years from, again, giving up the sedentary day job, as it were. Not sitting at a desk all day, doing the finances of a domiciliary care agency and, like I said, the general running of that business, to running around a gym 40, 50 hours a week, doing personal training sessions, spin classes, all sorts. And I lost 3 stone in, probably from mid 2018 to the end of probably in about a year. I lost 3 stone. I wasn't even trying to lose weight. I was just burning that many calories, and eating roughly what I do now. To be honest with you, gained some of that weight back. Well, I've gained all 3 stone of it back. To be honest with you, the weight I lost as a PT, from not being a PT to now going kind of a little bit full circle and doing a sedentary day job, sat here writing online plans for all you guys and recording endless amounts of content. I've gained that weight back, and that is my mission at the moment, which is why I'm recording these weight loss vlogs. I'm not going to get down. I was 17 stone. That's the lowest I've ever been. I'm not going to get back down to that. I might do. I don't know, but when you're setting out a goal weight, you always have to take into account what your lifestyle is, what your day-to-day, habits are in a way, and I generally think about if I was still an accountant now, if I was still working in that role, I'd have never got any less than the 20 stone I was when I kind of, stopped constantly trying to lose weight, as it were. But for me at the moment, did I like being 17 stone? Yeah, I felt my mobility was better, obviously. Yeah, by the way, I'm 6'5", if you know. I'm just a naturally big guy. I'm 6'5" tall. I'm as wide as a house. I'm just a broad guy. I'm never going to be a skinny mini. Again, when setting goal weights, you have to kind of determine who you are, like say your lifestyle. There's a few contributing factors. And I might have said this on a previous podcast or weight loss coaching live. There's a meme I love. It always floats around and it always rears its head at some point, and it always says, "Your dream, you've not got." How's it go? How can it be a dream body if it's a nightmare to maintain? And unless I'm doing stupid amounts of movement, I'm probably going to struggle to maintain 17 stone. But I'd like to get down to 18, so maybe I could get to, I don't know. That's my goal at the moment, anyway. Which is why I'm sort of doing these weekly weight loss vlogs. But I enjoy them. I enjoy chatting into the camera, and like I say, I'm kind of doing these for my own. This is the third one I've done for my own kind of accountability, like a bit of a journal, I suppose. But if any of you people are kind enough to watch it, I hope it helps you guys out as well. So yeah, there we are, 10 years in, my 10-year anniversary. And honestly, if I could go back to the 3rd of February 2014, and I could have seen how my life's changed, not the amount of weight, just how my life's changed or where my life has ended up, and I never believed it. I never would. And I'm thankful every day for that. I mean that sincerely. It's, weight loss for me, it's not been, I want to say I'm not a skinny mini by any means. For me, it's not the fact that I can now go to JD Sports and buy a t-shirt, or I can go to Next and get a new pair of jeans, or wherever, you go shopping. It is how my life's changed. I could never have, people always ask me, actually, I used to get, if I knew what I knew now, would I have lost my weight a lot sooner? And it's such a hard question for me to answer, because I'll be honest with you, I'm not not religious, I'm not spiritual, I'm not. That's just me personally, and obviously I have no issues whatsoever with people that are. It's just different folks and different strokes and stuff like that. But I'm a massive believer in like the butterfly effect. I think we all end up, so maybe I'm spiritual, I don't know. Maybe, little moments in life will affect, where things go. And yeah, if I'd lost my weight 10 years sooner, I wouldn't have the mobility issues I have now. I wouldn't be on, I'm medicated every day on this stuff for my arthritis, and, I wouldn't have, like I say, the knees and the hips, and probably needing new knees and new hips. But also, if I'd lost my weight 10, 15 years sooner, I might not be doing this, and I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. I wake up every day loving life. And don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean life's not tough every now and then. Of course it is. It doesn't mean I don't get stressed, I don't get angry. But overall, I love my job. I love recording these vlogs. I love recording my podcasts. I love recording content. I love going on my lives on TikTok. So, I'm just very thankful every day. And long may it continue, Yeah. Anyway, should we talk about my weight loss last week? It's not a lot to talk about. No check-in for me, so I check in every 2 weeks, just like my clients do. If you'd like to be one of my clients, please come get on board. My weight loss coaching, my plans, that all follow the basic principles I used from the 3rd of February 2014 to lose half my body weight, maintain that weight, my approach to food, my approach to calories, my approach to life in general, my approach to movement. It's all based on my own successes because it's what I know. And, you know, I'm very, very lucky over the last couple of years. My clients combined have lost over 7,000 pounds in body fat following that same approach. And I love it. I thrive off it. When all my clients then they do the check-ins and I see the weight they've lost, and then I look at the check-ins for the last, 6 months, 12 months, and I see this graph of them going down, and then they message me, I've just been here and I managed, I've always wanted to eat in this restaurant, but I could never fit in the chair. I've just got on I get this all the time over someone, I love it. Just got on a plane for the first time where I've never needed to use an extender belt. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I know exactly how they feel because, I used to be 37 stone, which means at some point in the last 10 years, I've been 36, 35, 34. And there's not many people heavier than me when I started. But I've been 33, 32, 31, 30 stone. I've been 28 stone, 25 stone. I've been through it all. So when I see, my clients 2 stone down, 3 stone down, 4 stone down, I know exactly how they're feeling and how it changes their life. And like I say, I thrive off it. Anyway, if you'd like to come on my one-to-one plan, please. I'll put all the links in the description. You can just head to my website, thereallossboss.net, and sign up through there. But I'll put the links out. You can send over an inquiry form, DM me through any of my socials. I'll put it all in the description anyway. So yeah, this week, not much to report really. It is Groundhog Day, so I check in every 2 weeks. So basically half my clients, roughly half, I do at the moment have a manic check-in Friday and then a bit of a quieter one. Though both are busy. So I'd say 65% as it falls now, check in on one Friday and 35% on the other Friday. I check in on the busy Friday, the 65%, and I do, it's something I've always been very conscientious or conscious. Rachel, that's my wife by the way, she always tells me off for not tells me off, but she always corrects me. Anyway, I've always been very aware of, the way I coach still now, whatever I ask you guys to do, whether you're on plan with me or you're just watching this weekly vlog, you just watch my podcast, or you come on my lives, or you work with me one-to-one, or you're just in my community. I also have a community subscription as well. So if you don't want one-to-one coaching, but you want to be involved in my support network, my community is over 400 of us. It's just amazing. And you can jump in there, £5 for your first month. So you can come and have a look, see what it's like for a £5. There's no contract. You can leave whenever you want to. But I've always been very aware from the day I started online coaching, whatever I tell you guys to do or recommend that you do, I do myself. So I weigh in every 2 weeks. Do I sometimes nip in between check-ins? Of course I do, right? Just like I know you guys do. I tell you to weigh in every 2 weeks and you're jumping on the scales every 3 or 4 days. I can weigh myself every day now and I'm not emotionally attached to the scales. It doesn't affect me at all. But still, I try my very best and I've not got on the scale. So last time I weighed in was the 26th of January. I was 12 pounds down from the 1st of January. So really chuffed with that. So it's my weigh in this Friday. So I've not weighed in. So I can't really tell you how much I've lost or what's going on. But what I can tell you is I've lost weight. How do you know that, Neil? I'll tell you how I know that. And you never need to question. Sorry, I'm just booting up my NutriCheck on my computer. You never need to question whether you've lost weight or not. You shouldn't need to be nervous about getting on the scales. Don't get me wrong, weight loss isn't linear. Scales fluctuate all the time. You might do everything right, everything spot on for 2 weeks, which in the calorie deficit I will normally put you in would see a £2 weight loss. Some weeks you'll lose half a pound. Other weeks you'll lose that £2. Some weeks you'll lose £4. It's not a linear process. It really, really isn't. But, at the end of the day, I know I burn 24,000 calories a week on average. That's roughly my calorie burn. Yeah, some weeks it'll be 23,500. Some weeks it'll be more than that. But, I average 11,000 steps a day. I'm just under 20 stone. I train in the gym 5 days a week. I know exactly what I burn. All right. And I've done this for a lot of years now. And when I eat the calories compared to what I burn, I lose weight. Right. It's that simple. And that'll be the same for you. So I'm eating 19,250 calories. And I've been bang on for 5 weeks. First week of January, I was 5 calories over what I call my ideal deficit, what I'd like to stick to more often than not, which is 19,250 calories a week. I was 5 over. The last 4 weeks, I've been under each week, and this week was no different, or this week just gone was no different. Sorry, I'm just putting it up here. And I ate 18,967 calories. So I was 283 calories under my ideal deficit. So I know I burned 24,000 calories. I know I've eaten just under 19,000 calories because I track my calories to keep me accountable to that. I also know that this is a pound of body fat and this equals 3,500 calories. So if I burn 24,000 calories and I eat 19,000 calories, that puts me in a 5,000 calorie deficit. My body still needs those 5,000 calories, but instead of it getting it from food, it gets it from my stored energy. And you don't need to do anything special to get your body to use that stored energy other than consume less calories than you burn. So last week I consumed 5,000 less. One of these is 3,500. So I've probably lost 1.5 pounds of body fat. Why isn't weight loss linear on the scales? Why can I not guarantee, so 1.5 pounds a week, get it on the scales every 2 weeks, why can I not guarantee see a 3 pound loss? Because there's other things that fluctuate the scales. Episode 9 of my podcast, Turn the Sad Step into a Happy Step, tells you exactly how the scales work. But we have other things, why do you get naked when you weigh yourself? Because you understand that clothes weigh something. So if I weigh with clothes on, I'm going to be lighter without them, so I take the clothes off. We have things that store internally in our body. Our body's not solid. It has pockets everywhere. I talk about this all the time. I'll repeat myself all the time, but I don't care because there's always someone new watching or someone that's forgotten what I've said. So, if one of my pockets in my body, that could be my bowel, it could be my bladder, it could be my muscles, it could be my stomach, stores some extra food, some extra water, some water retention, that is going to counterbalance fat loss on the scale. So, I might lose 3 pounds every 2 weeks in body fat. But if, let's say I get the scales on Friday and I'm carrying an extra 2 pounds of water retention, people will say, how do you stop carrying water retention? You can't, it's just natural. It just fluctuates in the body, right? Lose 3 but gain 2 in water retention. My scales are only going to show that I've lost 1 pound. But it's a pound loss. Now, next time I weigh, I could lose 3 pounds and that water retention. So I might see a 5 pound loss. It doesn't mean I've lost 5 pounds in body fat. It doesn't mean, it means I've lost some body fat and some water retention. You don't need to worry about this at all. When I say you don't need to worry, you just need to understand it. You don't need to worry about, well, how do I get rid of water retention? How do I get rid of it? If you are just consistent with what you're doing, eating in a calorie deficit, eating a reasonably healthy diet, drinking plenty of water, getting a good bit of movement in, your water retention, your food weight, it's going to fluctuate a little bit, but overall, you'll be fine, right? And if you've been in a calorie deficit for 9 months, you've stuck to your calorie deficit and you've lost 36 pounds, we can pretty much, the only way to consistently get the scales to go down is to lose this stuff. It is to lose this stuff. So, I don't need to weigh myself. Now, I have had some thin days this week. Do you get those? All right, thin days. What's a thin day? So a thin day, and I get fat days as well. So I wake up sometimes in the morning and I'm like, I feel thinner. You just feel it. Then I wake up some days and I feel fatter and I'm having a fat day. Why? What causes that? Generally, it is the loss and gain of water retention. If for whatever reason you've just had you might have had a Tuesday where you've drunk plenty of water to hydrate, you've not eaten loads of salt, you've not eaten loads of carbs, just subconsciously, it's just the way your diet's fallen. Because you flushed out loads of water retention or you flushed out some excess water in your body. You've not stored any excess water in your body because of your diet. You might have gone and exercised on the Tuesday, done a good bit of movement, and you wake up the next day and you're a couple of pounds lighter in water, right? And that's a thin day. And I had a couple of those last week, and I was so tempted to jump on the scales, but I haven't done because there's nothing worse, and I've done this so many times. There's nothing worse than jumping on the scales when you're having a thin day and you see a gain. There is nothing worse. like I say, nowadays I'm not emotionally attached to the scales. I can weigh myself every day, 5 times a day. I just understand exactly how they work. And you will get there if you keep listening to me, and especially, the beauty of checking in with me on plan, and I do this myself, is, I justify to you exactly why the scales have done what they've done. And I give you advice and support and help. So, if you're someone that weighs on a regular basis and you're just getting so frustrated and annoyed with the scales, you need to learn how those scales work. And I will teach you those things. So, Groundhog Day for me at the moment. So last week, yeah, nailed my calories. I did my 5 lower days, 2 higher days. It's kind of what I stick to. I vary the calories with my clients depending on like the higher, lower days. So I have 2,750 calories a day. That's my daily average. It's not a set amount. It's just a daily average of calories that I eat that meets my 19,250 a week. I then have in my head that some days I'm going to eat below my daily average, and what I eat below, I bank so then I can eat a bit more at the weekend, because I like having a takeaway at the weekend, or I like going out for a meal, or I like going out for a meal and a takeaway at the weekend. But, I like to, it's the same as money. I can't spend daft amounts of money every day, but if I'm quite tight with my money Monday to Friday, that means I can probably go and, go out for a nice meal on Saturday, or maybe go to the shops and get myself a new hoodie or something like that. And it's the same principle with your calories. It doesn't matter whether you stick to the same amount of calories every day. It's what you do over a good period of time. And if you do a 3,500 calorie deficit a week, right, on average, for 3 months, you'll lose 14 of these, a stone in weight, right? You'll lose a stone in weight. Do that over a year, you're going to be 4 stone lighter. So I don't really need to weigh myself. I know, like I say, the calories that I burn. I know what I've eaten because I've stayed accountable and tracked everything, and I've done my very best to be as accurate as I can be with my tracking. So I will have lost body fat last week because the evidence is there. The scales just need to reflect it. But again, I'm not too wrapped up on individual results. It's the only negative thing about weighing every 2. A lot of people tell you to weigh every day and divide it. Well, the worst thing about weighing every day is if you don't understand how these daily fluctuations work with the water weight, the water retention, food weight, it's just going to mess with your head. The thing about weighing every 2 weeks is you are putting a lot of emphasis on that one measurement. And especially if you're desperate for that one measurement. And this is why I always get my clients to track their progress in several different ways. So how I recommend my clients track their progress short term is weight and measurements, right? And maybe pictures. Now, I kind of recommend pictures once a month, but if you want to do it every 2 weeks, go for it, right? And just compare. Because you might see the scales not moving, but if you put 2 pictures side by side from a month and a month, right, or a month apart, and you've been consistent, you'll see a difference, right? I also recommend clothes as well. And when I say clothes, keep an item of clothing that is relatively tight, or an item of clothing that fits you at your biggest, right? And keep it. And keep putting it on and see how big it gets. Again, a great way to track progress. So, yeah, standard week for me. So I did 5 days. So I tend to do Monday to Friday under my calories, which I did last week. I banked a couple of thousand calories and I took them into the weekend. And out of the 2,000 that I banked, I ate, 1,700 because I was 283. I've been on it since Christmas and I'm pleased with how I've done it. What different? I was rubbish last year. I'm going to hold my hands up. And I've said this to my clients all the time. You're convinced, my clients come to me and like, I've eaten my calories, Neil, I'm doing my steps, the scales aren't moving, and this can happen for, a good few weeks at a time. And it's just something that's very common. I say, look, you're just convincing yourself. The mind is a weird and wonderful thing. It's an amazing thing, but it can be the most frustrating thing in the world. You're convincing yourself that you're doing better than you are. And I did that last year. I was guilty of it. Right? And don't get me wrong, I've talked about this again. Apologies if I'm repeating myself, but October 2022, I came back from a holiday and I was nearly 21 stone, which is 4 stone heavier than the lightest I've been on this journey. And I did feel at that point I was slipping. And in 2022, again, I convinced myself, I'm doing 10,000 steps a day at least. I'm training. I can carry on eating the way I was eating when I was a PT, right? And I couldn't, right? When I was a personal trainer, I ate 3,000 calories a day, Monday to Friday, and kind of did what I wanted at the weekend. I did track at the weekend, but a lot of guesstimating. And I just got into the habit of doing that, a really bad habit of doing that. And the reality is, I was probably consuming 27,000 calories a week on average. And, as a personal trainer, I was probably burning 30,000 calories a week, which is why, even though I was eating a lot of calories, I was still losing weight. Obviously, then my calorie burns dropped by 6,000 calories a week, and I'm carrying on eating my 27,000. And that, in the space of 12 months or so, I'm gaining my weight back. And, again, maybe in 2020, convincing myself it wasn't too bad. I wasn't doing it. But when I saw that getting up to that 21 mark, nearly back up to 300 pounds, I'm like, right, this needs nipping in the bud. And then from that point is when I dropped my calories down from 3,000 a day to 2,750. And I was very accurate at the weekends rather than just guesstimating a lot. And over the space of, a couple of months, I dropped back down into that 20 stone bracket, under what I was in 2017 when I said I've had enough of weight loss for the time being. And I've just maintained that through 2023. But my mission was, like it is in 2024, to get down to that kind of 18 stone bracket. And I was just a bit rubbish. So again, bit of a learning curve for me. I always say this, yes, I'm a weight loss coach. Yes, I'm someone you might watch on several platforms. It's someone, whoever's watching this now, you might be working with me one-to-one. I'm not the finished article. I never will be. Right? I'm still fighting my own fight every day, and we're all on the same journey. We're just at different points. I'm 10 years into mine. You might just be 10 days into yours. You might be 10 months into yours, right? We're all on the same journey. And as we keep going on this journey, I'll keep learning and I'll keep picking up things, but I don't want any of you to think I'm perfect. I'm not, right? And just like you guys, sometimes I convince myself I'm doing better than I am, and and I struggle. And again, another reason why I'm doing these weekly vlogs, because accountability is so important. And I'll always be truthful. I won't be sitting now. I've got my NutriCheck on my computer here behind me, and if that NutriCheck said I'd had 25,000 calories this week, I would be telling you. It's not. I mean, I don't want to spin. I can spin my camera around very, very quickly. I just don't want to excuse my desk. But there's my NutriCheck. That's it. Right, that's it. Please excuse the state of my desk if you've seen anything there. But yeah, I want you to know that's it. That's what I need to check. And to be honest with you, I post it on my Instagram stories every Sunday night anyway when I've finished, eating for the week. So it's real. Anyway, so it is Groundhog Day for me at the moment. Life is very busy with work and so like that, but it's very boring in terms of social stuff that's going on. There's not a lot of that going on at the moment. And it's really good for me. It really is good for me. It keeps me on track. One thing I have achieved in January, which I've not talked about, is Dry Jan. I've ticked off Dry Jan. I did that, and I think I had my last drink at 9:30 on New Year's Eve. And I've not touched a drop since. I'm still going, actually. And that's something that I struggled with last year a little bit. I was drinking a lot more alcohol. Now, when I say drinking a lot more alcohol, I wasn't going out getting drunk every weekend. I think I probably got what I would class as being drunk 4 times in 2023. But drinking a lot more, like a lot more social drinking, just going out Friday nights, 2, 3, 4 pints. And alcohol just massively affects my self-control. It does. That's the big thing for me. Yes, alcohol contains calories. Of course it does. A good pint of lager nowadays is, a Moretti, which is one of my favourites, 220 calories a pint. So yeah, obviously you just go out and have 3 pints, which I can do in an hour and a half. I'm nearly 700 calories down, but it's the effect of that alcohol in me with controlling. Last 5 weeks, I've nailed it. Yeah, loads of control, 5 lower days, 2 higher days, Saturday, Sunday, under my ideal deficit, not felt hungry. First week of Jan, I struggled a little bit, but I think that's just getting back out after Christmas. Last 4 weeks, and I eat a good amount of calories, so I should never feel hungry. Don't feel deprived. I still have a bag of crisps every day. Every day I have a bag of crisps. I love them, and I'm a big believer in, to keep the lid on things. And don't apologise for enjoying biscuits or crisps or chocolate. A lot of people demonise, well, you can't eat it, you need to cut it out. No, you don't. This is why food is one of the hardest addictions to conquer, because, we've always got to eat. And we've always got, and you might be like, yeah, but you don't always have to eat crisps. No, I get that. Of course you don't. But you'll eat so many things that will remind you of, if you say I'm never going to eat chocolate ever again, you'll eat so many things that remind you of chocolate. You'll eat so many things that remind you just that crunch, that saltiness, right? Likewise, you go to a friend's house for a buffet, there's always going to be a bowl of crisps knocking about. So it's harder in the short term, but much easier in the long term to learn self-control. And that is what I've done. And part of me learning self-control is where, Neil at 37 stone could eat 4, 5, 6 bags of crisps a day. Easy. When I lived at home with my parents, my mum would get, like the big 24 bag multi-pack bags of crisps. Gone in 3 days. Just gone. I could just eat crisps over and over again. Now I have a bag a day, and I'll have something like, this is... If you want to know I like crisps, this is my crisp tub, right? And I love crisps. I don't mind. Don't get me wrong, it's quite full at the moment because we've just restocked it. But during the week, generally with crisps, I will have things like these. Your Ringos, 60 calories a pack. We've got What's-Its here, there, 80 calories a pack. Squares are pushing the boundaries at 99. My midweek crisps are always under 100 calories a bag. Things that I really do love are things like these. Tangy Toms, 55 calories a bag. Now, don't get me wrong, I know they're not massive. These are my weekend crisps. So if I'm going to have crisps at a weekend, I'll have a proper bag of multi-pack bag of crisps. And do you know, this is self-control. I'm a crisp addict. I don't mind admitting it. I've got this great big tub full of crisps. Still just have me 1 bag a day. But allowing myself a little bit of something that I love every day stops me then. I never go the last 5 weekends. I've not had big bags of Doritos or big tubes of Pringles. I don't need it. I've taught myself that, and don't get me wrong, I know like a bag of Tangy Toms are only 12 grams of crisps. It's dead tiny. I get that. But it's just, I've taught myself that that's enough, right? And I've taught myself that if you love crisps, have a bag of those a day, and then maybe 1 or 2, I might have 3 or 4 bags at the weekend. I might have 2 multi-pack bags of crisps at the weekend. It's easy, it fits into my calories, and it really has, one of my big beliefs in weight loss is not to go to extremes, not to, not cut this out, not cut that out, never eating this again, never eating that again. I'm going to go to the gym 6 days a week, 3 hours a day. You're never going to keep up with it. You're just not. Now, like I say, self-control is quite hard to build in at the beginning, and I've got lots of tips and tricks to do that. But in the long run, once you can have your addiction sat there next to you, and don't you think I'm an alcoholic? I'm not. I've just got literally a bottle of vanilla vodka sat here. But again, my mate's a recovering alcoholic. He's been sober for 8 years, and we were always very conscientious. Is that the right word? Conscious or conscientious? I have no idea. We were always very aware of trying to do things that didn't involve the pub. And eventually, he walked into the pub when we were in the pub. And he was like, why didn't you text me? And he'd just come in with someone else, like with a mate, and he was just having a Coke Zero. And we were like, well, we didn't want to. He's like, honestly, he said, I get it and I appreciate it, but I've still got to go into pubs. He's like my age. He's like early 40s. I said early 40s. 44 this year. But I'm going to, as long as I'm under 45, I'm early 40s. And he was like, no, I can't hide away from a pub. I'm always going to have, there's always going to be a christening. There's always going to be a wedding where I've got to learn to be around alcohol and not need it. I was like, fair play. And that's kind of my philosophy with eating. So last week, my food was really, really good. A lot of repetition. My new addiction are these goldfish curry sauces that I've just decided to drop. Absolutely loving these at the moment. Something I've always done since I started my weight loss journey was love food. or made food that I enjoy eating, even while trying to lose weight, even while trying to be healthier and lower calorie. You've still got to enjoy what you're eating. If you don't enjoy your food, again, you're just going to be really inconsistent. So, the bro food, chicken, rice, broccoli, I actually really enjoy it. I do kind of have a little bit of a thing with food where I do see food as fuel as well as food that needs to taste good. Some people are very robotic with food and they don't get a lot of pleasure from eating food. They just see that they need this, they need vitamins, minerals, proteins, slow release carbs, good fats, this, that, and that. I don't. I love food. But I'm fully aware that, I love going to the gym. I love training. Part of going to the gym and training is fueling the body correctly. Part of weight loss is fueling the body correctly. High volume, low calorie foods, but they need to taste nice. So I use 200 grams of chicken breast in the air fryer, 100 grams of tender stem broccoli, and half a packet of Aldi, I think it's World Food, something like that, long grain steamed rice. I might have shown it on a previous, I love the stuff. Half a pack of that. Half a pack of that, 200 grams of chicken and broccoli is 450 calories. It's a good portion, loads of protein, loads of goodness in there. Taste is anything, fast digesting carbs in the rice, because that's what I like, especially for my lunch, because I've just got back from the gym, but it is boring. So I need to add stuff to it to make it taste amazing. And what I add, or what I'm adding at the moment, is, and don't get me wrong, this will change, is these Chinese curry sauces. I've always used Mayflower, which again is a great curry sauce, but it's a powder. And what I found with Mayflower is you've got to cook it out for 5-10 minutes to get rid of that powdery texture. Whereas this stuff, by the way, you can get this from Tesco. I got it off Amazon actually, but I paid off Amazon 13 quid for 4. Well, it's 2.75 each in Tesco, so a little bit cheaper, but you can get it in Tesco. And this stuff, if you've ever, it's like concentrate. It's like a stock cube, right? Basically, if you can see it there, all right, and you crumble it, all right, and it actually tastes. Chinese curry, delicious. It really is. Like, obviously, I won't be eating that, but like just licking the flavour off. I love it. Absolutely love it. And basically 30 grams of that. So 30 grams of that, and this is how I make it. I put 30 grams of that in a mug, and I break it all up in the mug. I add 100 mils of boiling water, mix it. It's quite watery. Microwave it, minute and a half. It'll thicken right up, and it's ready, and it is delicious. And I pour that over my chicken, rice, and broccoli, and I've literally got Chinese chicken curry for 550 calories. That's goldfish curry sauces. And it is my addiction. I'm a repetitive eater. I know that's not for everyone. I get it. But I had that for lunch. I had it last Monday. Guess what? I had it last Tuesday. I'm just going through my news check here. I had it last, Wednesday. What did I have Thursday for dinner? I had that, but I made the katsu chicken curry one. I have put that on my social medias, on my TikTok. Go check it out. Friday, what did I have? Oh, yeah, I had chicken, rice, broccoli, and the curry sauce. Saturday, I had a break on Saturday. What did I have on Saturday? Oh, I had a bacon butty on Saturday for my dinner. It was absolutely delicious. And then yesterday we went out for food. So yeah, these goldfish curry sauces. This is actually the hot and spicy one. If you like a kick, it's not stupidly hot. Like a kick, get that one, or just a normal Chinese one. That's always been my philosophy with eating. Keep it simple, but keep it delicious. And that is delicious, right? Now, that's delicious for me. You need to find out. I might have smacked my mic then, sorry. You need to find out what is delicious for you. What do you love to eat? Loads of people always ask me, what's the best thing to eat for lunch? Eat a sandwich. What? Can I eat a sandwich? I'm on a weight loss journey. Of course you can. Bread's low calorie, it's healthy, it's very versatile, it's cheap. Why aren't you eating it? Because loads of people say you can't eat carbs and lose weight. Of course you can. All right? I used to think that. Right? It's absolute garbage. Yeah. I've eaten pretty much in January. I've eaten nothing. I've either eaten these kimchi noodles or chicken rice and rice and noodles. Carbs. I eat carbs with every meal, right? Pretty much. And I've lost 12 pounds. And I'd love to hit my stone loss marker. I'd love to be 14 pounds down on Friday when I weigh in. So yeah, eating's been really good. What have my treats been this weekend? So I'm dead repetitive during the week. I pretty much have the same thing for breakfast, the same thing for lunch. You can see that. Evening meals. Have I had anything amazing from evening meals during the week last week? Monday night was jacket potato, cheese and beans. To be honest with you, jacket potato, cheese and beans. It was absolutely superb. 800 calories, 300 grams of jacket potato, half a tin of beans, X amount of cheese. I think that was about it, really. He kept it really, really simple. What was my tea on Tuesday night last week? Tea, by the way, is... People always say to me, you drink tea. I'm a northerner. I live on the Fylde Coast. I'm a Blackpudlian, Blackpool born and bred. We drink brews. We eat tea at night time. All right, just a clarification. Last Tuesday night, chicken wrap. I did an oven roasted chicken. Put it in a high protein wrap from Aldi with a low fat cheese slice, lettuce and onion, mayonnaise and barbecue sauce, and I did some air fried chips. Last Wednesday for tea was, I did pasta. I made my own actual pasta sauce, and I had that with chicken and a little bit of half a little margherita pizza from Lidl Bakery. That was really good, actually. I love pasta. I have pasta at least once a week. Carbonara tomorrow night. I'll talk about that next week. Thursday night's tea was I had a bacon egg sandwich. We go puppy class now. Oh, that is something that we started. Yeah, in the last couple of weeks. We've got a cockapoo. We got her in October. She's 6 months old this Saturday. She goes to pub class on a Thursday night. And on a Thursday night, it's a busy one for me. I do a weight loss coaching live in my community, 5 till 6, which I'm making now 4:30 till 5:30 because we've got puppy class at 6:15. And then I do a TikTok live at 8. So it's quick tea. So literally bacon and egg sandwich. 4 bacon medallions, 1 egg, 2 slices of Warburton's Toasty, and I had a protein pudding afterwards. 590 calories. Quick, easy, loads of protein, dead filling, lovely. Friday night tea ended up having a McDonald's. But I had what I call a midweek McDonald's, kind of a healthier McDonald's. I had a wrap of the day and 3 chicken selects. That was it. Why? Because after going to puppy class, and I don't know if the dogs got them from the puppy class, I have no idea. But on Friday, we discovered both our dogs had fleas. So Friday afternoon, as well as doing everyone's check-ins, was spent stripping everything and washing cushions, bedding, hoovering carpets, spraying rugs, the lot, because it was just a nightmare. And every now and then we need some convenience. And after doing that, I was absolutely knackered. And I said to Rakes, I'm going to go and get a wrap from Mackey's for tea. So we did. So you can, we call it a midweek Mackey's. We do a Mackey's that's a healthy Mac. And when I say healthy Mackey's, I'm not saying it's dead healthy at all, but it's healthier than having, a Big Mac meal with a McFlurry and a double quarter and a double cheeseburger. So literally wrap of the day, 3 chicken selects, and that was 800 calories. So sometimes you need some convenience. Again, please never apologise for needing a bit of convenience. Jumping, you might go to KFC and have a rice box, 500 calories. Absolutely fine. Every now and then you need it. Saturday night was treat night. Always is. Saturday night is always treat night. I love a takeaway on a Saturday night, and I had a doner kebab. Doner wrap. We go to this takeaway. We live in a little village, so every takeaway is 5 miles away. You can't get anything. You can get something delivered here, but it's always stone cold freezing when it comes. So we always drive out, and there's a Turkish kebab shop we go to. Little thin. It's not. I get a doner kebab wrap. It's not on a tortilla. It's on like a flatbread, thin Turkish flatbread. Doner meat in it, all the salad, bit of Thousand Island, bit of chili, and then Rachel gets the chicken wrap, which is the same bread, but it's like chicken, basically like McDonald's chicken selects in there. And then we get 1 portion of fries and split that. That was Friday night. Saturday night's tea. I tracked it as 1,200 calories. Maybe being a little bit, am I being a bit over there? No, I tracked it as 1,200 calories. A lot of people struggle to track things like independent takeaways. All you got to do is think of a brand equivalent, right? So if you went to your local kebab shop and got a burger and chips, and it's a decent sized burger, portion of fries, put it in as a large, big, tasty meal from McDonald's or something like that. Doner kebab, there isn't really a brand equivalent. Now, there is German Doner kebab company. I don't know if you've been there. It's very, very good. I do like it. But If you use NutriCheck, which is the calorie counting app I use, I absolutely love it. It has an eating out stroke takeaway section. So I put in there 200 grams of doner meat, and that has it down as 500 calories. I did 4 mini flatbreads from Tesco, which was 400 calories. And then I put in a portion of McDonald's medium fries, which was about the same size as half of fries from this place. And they actually do a lighter Thousand Island that they make themselves using light mayonnaise. So I had that on it. So I tracked that as 150 calories. So it worked out 1,225 calories. But again, I bank my calories during the week, and that allows me that extra freedom at the weekend to enjoy a doner kebab wrap. No guilt. I've tracked it. It fits in my calories. I'm not 100% accurate with that. I know I'm not. But every now and then, you're not going to be able to track something 100%, right? But it's only ever going to be every now and then. Evening snacks. We had after that. I don't know if you've seen the melt in the middle chocolate chip cookies from Aldi. 2 of them with half a tub of their low calorie fudge brownie ice cream. Absolutely belted, about 500 odd calories for that. Again, there's no such thing. Is that a healthy food? No. But I just totally believe there's no such thing as unhealthy foods. There is an overall unhealthy diet. Monday to Friday last week, my diet was healthy. If anyone, a proper nutritionist went in there, they go, could they make it? Of course they could. But really good healthy diet. Saturday morning, I had protein porridge. Saturday dinner time. What did I have Saturday dinner time? I had eggs and bacon, but it was literally bacon medallions, 1 slice of bread and some eggs. It's kind of like a deconstructed bacon sandwich, really. And that was it. So again, Saturday, not totally unhealthy, not stupidly healthy. It was a bit light on me 5 a day on Saturday, if I'm being honest with you. But again, I sort of reserve about 20% of my calories a week for unhealthy foods. And if 8% of my food is healthy and 20% is unhealthy, I am overall very healthy. Sunday, we went out for lunch, not been out for lunch for ages. We went to a cafe, never been before. It was really, really good. I had their Mighty McMuffin, bit of a McDonald's dupe kind of thing. Great big muffin, some streaky bacon on there, their own homemade sausage patty on there, and an egg. It was absolutely delicious. How did I track it? Again, I'm at an independent cafe. I put it in as a double sausage and egg McMuffin from McDonald's. And then we had some of these, a double sausage and egg McMuffin, and it wouldn't have been a million miles away. It was probably slightly healthier than that. It was bigger, but healthier. So, I put it in as that. And then we also had these like little potato rosti side things. So I put them in as 2 hash browns from McDonald's. Really, really good. And then, we fancied a bit of Chinese on Sunday night, but we didn't want to spend the money on a takeaway and we wanted something a bit healthier. So we actually went to M&S. Yeah, it's a bit posh, a bit bougie, I know that. Went to M&S and got a couple of their Chinese. Got a beef and black bean sauce, sweet chili chicken. Then got some rice and some noodles and some veggie spring rolls. Absolutely delicious. Again, really low in saturated fat. Good amount of fibre in there, loads of protein, and just for a bit of convenience. Really, really good. And then at night time, I had a little bakery, again with some low-calorie ice cream. So I would say over the weekend, what I wouldn't class as healthy was about 3,000 calories, 3,500. And again, I don't mind that. So eating was really, really good this weekend. I really enjoyed my food. I'm such a foodie. I am. I can't deny it. I don't need to deny it. Movement, as always, I am Mr. Consistent with my movement. Whatever's going on with my eating, one thing that will never drop is my movement. Why? Because it's so important to me, mental health. It's the one thing that I truly believe this. It's the one thing that has kept me off antidepressants for the last 10 years. I came off my sertraline about a week before I started my weight loss journey. I just wanted to go into it. I've been on and off antidepressants for 14 years, but I didn't want to be on them because they numb me. I know they do. That's what antidepressants do. Antidepressants don't cure depression. They numb you, and then hopefully you, from being a bit numb and masking a few things that's going on, you can then put the effort in to improve, raise your serotonin levels, keep your cortisol levels under control, and get yourself out of your slump. But I didn't, mentally I was not in a bad shape, and I didn't. So I kind of I came off my sertraline. I weaned myself off it. I didn't do it properly, so I don't recommend doing it. But I did ring the doctors and tell them and spoke to them, and they were like, all right, well, that's it. And they did do me some regular reviews through 2014 just to make sure I was all right. And I was. But, I've never needed to go anywhere. It doesn't mean I don't have low mood every now and then. It doesn't mean I don't have some down days or even a little down period at times. But nothing major at all. Nothing that would need me to go back onto any sort of medication. And I truly believe that that is the case because of the effort I put in with my own mental health, with my own, with my movement and my exercise. Going out for daily walks, exercising on a regular basis, it's just a natural healer for your head. And unless you've done it consistently for a good period of time, you might not get that. But I'm telling you now, anyone that's watching this back now that has really poor mental health and you don't do regular exercise, please try and add, even if it's just going for, 3 or 4 30-minute walks a week. Honestly, it really will. So it's something whatever my eating's doing, whatever's going on in life, even when I'm on holiday, I don't really exercise on holiday in terms of, going to a gym or anything like that, but I'm always conscientious of, or is it conscious? Again, Rachel will be shouting at me for using the wrong words. I'm always wanting to get my movement in because it is so important for what's going on here. So I averaged 11,500 steps last week, went to the gym 5 times. You don't need to go to the gym to lose weight. It's just something that I love. So it's all good. Another good week, 5 weeks down of 2024. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm hoping I'm still doing these vlogs in 6 months' time, and I'll be saying I'm 26 weeks down. Now, don't get me wrong. This year will not be as plain sailing as it is now. I am making hay while the sun shines. I honestly am, because social life's quiet. I've got my eye on the prize. We've got a couple of holidays coming up. So I'm using that focus. I'm using that motivation to drive me through this journey at the moment. But, I will keep up with these vlogs, whether I have a good week, a bad week, whatever. I'll be totally honest with you guys. And yeah, you wait till mid-March until flipping June. I have got so much going on. But I am going to honestly do my very, very best. I'll keep up with these and I'll show you how I work at navigating physically, mentally, my weight loss journey through, obviously now when life's very quiet, and I'll show you how you do it when life is very, very busy. But I've got a good few weeks yet where life is quite boring, and I'm quite happy with life being quite boring at the moment. Right. That's my weekend. No, that's my weekly weight loss vlog kind of done. Guys, any questions, anything you'd like me to cover, anything you'd like me to talk about more? Like I say, life's a bit boring at the moment, so there's not really loads for me to talk about. But get it in the comments, ask away. I'll tag in the description. You can come and join my community. It's £5 for the first month. I'd love you to come on board and see how it'll really help you with your weight loss journey if you get involved. Likewise, if you feel you need a bit more than just a community, you can actually, I can be a one-to-one weight loss coach, and I'll guide you to hitting your goal. I really, really will. All I ask from you is that you're willing to give this your best shot and you're willing to put the effort in, because I'm not a miracle cure. I wish I was, but I'm not. There isn't a miracle cure to weight loss. It's down to patience, hard work, but if the method is more healthy, it's more sustainable, I'll teach you how to consistently lose weight and enjoy a doner kebab on a Saturday night, pizza next Saturday, fish and chips the Saturday after. I'll teach you how to enjoy your week in Tenerife while still on this journey. That's what I do because it's what I've done. There we go. So everything's in the description. Please like, share, follow, tell people. I would really, really appreciate that. And until next time, whether it's a podcast or my weekly weight loss vlog, make sure you are bossing your weight loss.